right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday, March 31st, 2025. This is episode 845 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hour, me, you, Casually Joseph, Jenny Housley, the mod team, folks in the on the chat. Guys, you know what? The coffee? Dealing with some technical issues, as you can see over my shoulder right here. Did some network maintenance over the weekend, which really thrilled my children as they lost at Fortnite because internet went down, but I did not come out to the studio to check if this TV was still working. So we're finding this out in real time. Guys, over the next hour, me, you, Code Brew, Poner, Joe, Tim McDonald, Nerman, Marcus Kyler, so many of us are going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day alongside Kimberly Can Fix It. And I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders and, might I add, level yourself up like an absolute boss. Remember, always be the CEO of you, leveling up, making yourself incredibly valuable in the market space. That way, if things go south at work, no big deal. You'll just roll on to the next opportunity because you're a boss. Also want to say shout out to the solo operators, Augusta Delgado, letting it know what's going on. Joni Hogan, this is Landlocked Heart by the Midnight. You'll notice the Midnight is in heavy rotation here at Simply Cyber because I friggin' love the band. Guys, yeah, if you're a solo operator, basically you're a one-person shop. You're the one IT guy. You're the one cyber person, lady at work. You're a solo operator, so hashtag solo operator. First of all, I want you to know that I see you. Second of all, I want you to know that the Simply Cyber Daily Simply Cyber community, hashtag Team SC, is definitely an opportunity for you to have virtual coworkers and not feel like you're doing it alone. Now, I want you to know every single day of the show, including episode 845, this one, is worth half a CPE. No. It is worth half a CPE, but that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to tell you that I did not research or prep for any of these stories.
Got time for that.
Guys, for real, the struggle's real. I got to get this coffee in my belly. That is some good stuff. Still working on that Blind Dog Brewing from Real Bilbo out of Reno. Holler. All right, guys, before we get into it, let me say shout out real quick. Just a nice little, hey, Marcus Kyler, Detroit's ambassador, Toasty Pops, KC, Kansas City, the Patrick Mahomes connection ambassador. Guys, we got the ambassador situation going on in full force. Guys, I want you to know that the show is sponsored, so let's do a quick minute saying thanks to the show sponsor. I'll be engaging with y'all in chat during the read. I'll also be two-handing all bottoms up with this cup of coffee because I am struggling this morning, guys. All right, let's do that real quick, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you how the show, I already teased it, will solve your CPE problems. Let's go. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing, as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up next. You won't regret it. All right. I also want to say shout out and love to Barricade Cyber Solutions, guys. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But guess what? Barricade Cyber Solution knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. Definitely, if you're actively dealing with a compromise, guys, it's probably going to be the worst day of your business life. I'm telling you, it's really awful. So have someone in your corner who's been there, right? Eric Taylor, guys, he's seen some stuff, okay? Barricadecyber.com, links in the description below. Also want to say, holler at Delete Me. Hold on one second. Delete Me threw me for a loop here. They sent me new notes. I can't play my video. Delete Me. All right, guys. Delete Me makes it quick and easy and safe to remove your personal online data at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable, including me. Data brokers make a profit off your data. Your data is a commodity. I've been saying this for years, guys. Data is the new gold. Like, the wealthiest people in the world broker in data. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment. But now you can protect your privacy with Delete Me. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. I am responsible for my wife, my children, myself, my family, extended loved ones. Say I have a hot take, right? GRC is sexy. Ooh, that's a hot take. Sexy! Maybe someone disagrees with me. Maybe they disagree so much that they want to find me, right? That is why having your online privacy protected is super, super important. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our Simply Cyber listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. Now, every single day of the week has a special segment, and guys, Mondays is one of my favorites, Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week, where we recognize one member of the community for their contributions, their engagements. Guys, it's hashtag Team SC. We're a big community. We all hang out, high five and stuff. But there's so many people that, you may not know. You may not know the work that people are doing, the initiatives, all those things. So I love doing the Monday. And the cool thing is Threat Locker actually sponsors the Community Member of the Week, which means I get to give the Community Member of the Week a $100 Amazon gift card or, 100-ish of Simply Cyber gear. It's good. Oh boy. Hey, guess what? DJ BSEC has surfaced. Whoa. Welcome back to the party, DJ BSEC. All right, guys. Now, final thing I want to say, if today's your first episode, hashtag first timer in chat, hashtag first timer in chat. We have a special sound effect, a special emote, and I've got a special cup of coffee I'm about to slug. Yeah. So good. So good. All right, guys. Stay tuned. We got the show from 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern time. Then from 9 to 9:30, we're going to do Jawjacking, where we will answer all your questions to the best of our ability. And then we're going to call it a day and get back to work, all right? So do me a favor, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave, guys. I'll see you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
Oh, hold on. That's so funny. The podcast is playing at 1.5 because if you missed Friday's episode, I actually had to boogie out early because my youngest son was getting recognized for academic excellence, and I wasn't going to shortchange you guys on the news, so I played the pod at 1.5 and went bananas. Regina King in chat over on LinkedIn. Regina King, welcome to the party, pal.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Monday, March 31st, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. FBI warns of increase in free online document converter scams. The agency's Denver field office says it is seeing an increase in scams involving free online document converter tools, which ultimately either deliver malware including ransomware to users' computers or facilitate identity theft. They explain that these fake file converters and download tools may indeed do the job as advertised, such as converting a Word document to a PDF, but at quite a cost. The agency further warns consumers to be cautious with downloads and to report suspected incidents to ic3.gov.
Wait a minute, what? So first of all, because I'm 45-ish and I'm behind the times, I'll just say, FBI, open up! Like, that's a fun sound effect. I guess that's like 5-6 years old. I made an effort to make a hip YouTube short recently, and I was told that I used all the online memes and trends, but from 5 years ago, including that one. So there we go. Hey, no one with a K at the beginning, no one, hashtag first timer, welcome to the party, pal. Okay, so guys, if you have ever used these online converters, Jathila Sanquana, first timer, welcome to the party, pal. Also, shout out to the mod team who's firing these into mod chat so I can get you guys recognized. And don't be shy. If you are a squad member, you got access to that emote tray. There you go. Also, giddy up on that. Oh, do I have it's almost the last of the month. Oh yeah, I don't have any of those. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. If you've never used these online converters, I mean, I've used them for like MP4 to pull out the audio to MP3. You have a Google Doc or a Microsoft Doc and you want to convert it to PDF. You have PDF, like maybe you have a PDF and you want to edit it, so you throw it in one of these tools to get it in a different format. Doug Zippe, first timer. These tools are cool, but basically people are just like YOLOing with a quick, Google search like PDF converter and then going to the first result. Threat actors are onto this. And basically, threat actors are using these tools to get malware into it. Now, the question I want to know is, they're not using legitimate tools. They're actually using Fabrizio, first timer. Damn, rust-proof snow, first timer. What is going on here? I love it. The first timer bus went down to the station, picked up a bunch of new friends. Okay, so guys, here's the deal. It says criminals are using these free online converter tools to load malware onto the victim's machine. The thing is, they are creating the fake a website that does this conversion, but really it's just loading, it's just giving you back malware. They are not weaponizing existing, the way I read this, they're not weaponizing existing ones. So if you have like a dependable one or one that's you've used in the past, I guess, that's fine. This one is a maliciously controlled one that basically looks like it installs info stealers. Now, what's really crazy to me, hold on. To conduct this scheme, cyber criminals across the globe are using any type of free document converter. This might be a website claiming to convert one type of file to another. Okay, like, of course. Okay. So here's the they have to have a fake website. Yeah. So here's the deal. Okay. This is a perfect one for your end users. If the FBI is making these announcements, clearly there's an uptick in activity. Clearly lots of people use these free tools. This is definitely one to share far and wide with your end user base as well as your, friends and loved ones, right? There is a bit of effort here by the cyber criminal gang, right? So usually cyber criminals go for like lowest amount of energy. I'm not saying they're lazy, but it's least effort because there's so many victims out there. There's no reason to put extra effort in it, right? Flaming Donkey says it. So for this, they actually have to create a SaaS product, right? First of all. Second of all, they have to market it so people will use it. Now, obviously, the time, energy, and effort to put that in, there must be return on investment, meaning they're getting really good results from the people installing the malware. There's two things for you to know here. Number one, educate your end users to be mindful of these things. They're still going to use it, but be mindful of it. Number two, this is actually quite surprising to me because number one, you have to put a lot of work into it to make it an effective, essentially malicious website. Number two, you don't know who's going to use it, right? Like you can't have a target victim. Like I want to hack Phil Stafford, okay? And swims with sharks. So Phil Stafford and swims with sharks. I want to hack you guys. So I create this website. Like now I what? Hope that Phil Stafford has an MP4 he wants to rip the audio out, or Swims with Sharks has a JPEG she wants to convert to a PNG. You see what I'm saying? Like, for me, for my money, I'm a science-based person. There's too much risk involved in hoping that those people get attacked. So this is definitely a crime of opportunity. So I'm kind of surprised, but whatever. It does work. It does work. Just be mindful of it. Hey, second of all, it looks like Elliot Matisse, congratulations on crushing the system. ISAC is basically you can be a CISO certification. Yeah, Elliot, definitely crush it, dude. Congratulations. That's a good one to get.
Resurge malware exploits Ivanti flaw. CISA is warning of a new malware called Resurge, R-E-S-U-R-G-E, that is targeting a now-patched security flaw in Ivanti Connect secure appliances. Seemingly derived from the Spawn Chimera malware variant, the file is capable of surviving reboots and, quote, contains capabilities of a rootkit, dropper, backdoor, bootkit, proxy, and tunneler, end quote. The vulnerability that it exploits is a stack-based buffer overflow vulnerability affecting Ivanti Connect Secure, Policy Secure, and ZTA gateways that could result in remote code execution. This flaw was patched by Ivanti in January of this year.
Okay. So this this is interesting. There was a I don't know if this is the exact same problem that we saw earlier, but do you remember, like earlier this year, there was a massive Ivanti issue where people were just like basically storming through the Policy Secure and the Connect Secure. Basically, Ivanti's VPN was getting, ridden hard and put up wet, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So apparently, this is either a new vulnerability, but they said they patched it in January. So there's a campaign going on of threat actors that are now exploiting this one. So the TLDR here, really, really quickly. Yes, this is a technical exploitation. It's a stack-based overflow. So for anyone who suggests that buffer overflows are just an academic exercise from the 90s, how to smash the stack for fun and profit, it's not. It can happen in 2025. Adam Hart's passing the system too. Boom, baby. Tech Grunt took the Sec Plus over the weekend and passed. Holy crap, we're just crushing it out here. Rotten Eggs passing the CCSK. Come on now. Team SC just out here putting awards on the wall. I love it. Basically, guys, if you're running Ivanti, you should have already gotten this sorted out. All I would advise is if you're running Ivanti, I would do a quick sniff check and make sure that your IT team did take care of this. Remember, in most organizations, the people who are doing cyber or vulnerability management, where this would lie, are not the ones patching the system. I don't own Ivanti. I'm responsible for making sure that we don't have all this technical attack surface or risk exposure, but I have to partner with my IT counterparts to get that sorted out because I don't know when the patch maintenance windows are. I don't know what's going on with the business. So anyways, this is a great opportunity to just revisit with them and say, hey, remember the 5th of November? Remember January when we got punched in the mouth with the Ivanti VPN secure? Hey, Todd, I know you said you were going to get this patch, but where are we with that? I've given you 3 months, and right now there's active threat intelligence saying that this is being actively exploited. So let's not be a victim, shall we? Okay, especially with your VPN, guys. I mean, that's an internet-facing security function. You do not want your VPN getting compromised.
BlackLock hackers exposed through leak site vulnerability. The ransomware group BlackLock, once known as El Dorado, has been infiltrated by threat hunters from Re-Security who have uncovered crucial information about how the group operates. The threat hunters said they found a security vulnerability in the group's data leak site, which, quote, made it possible to extract configuration files and credentials as well as the history of commands executed on the server, end quote. This misconfiguration led researchers to, quote, clear net IP addresses related to their network infrastructure behind Tor hidden services, end quote. It is being described as one of the biggest operational security failures of BlackLock ransomware. Oracle Health.
All right, guys, welcome to the party. Just because you're a cyber criminal threat actor does not mean you get to wear a black hoodie and operate in the shadows. You are, for all intents and purposes, a business, okay? And when you're a business, you have to have vulnerability management. Listen, I know GRC stinks. Not really, but a lot of people think it does. Cyber criminals are red teamers or offensive security professionals. And a lot of red teamers are like,
you know what? GRC is lame. We don't need any GRC up here. We are offensive experts. Boom, boom, boom. Well, guess what?
When you don't do vulnerability management, when you don't evaluate your attack surface, when you don't look at your configurations and make sure that they're properly configured, when you don't patch your systems, I don't care if you're a cyber criminal threat actor, Flaming Donkey, or if you are a mid-sized manufacturing company out of Tennessee, you're going to get popped. And that's what happened here. Security researchers basically, I mean, they say infiltrated this ransomware affiliate gang. Kind of. They basically attacked their infrastructure and were able to they were able to correlate public net IP addresses and the identities behind them effectively with Tor addresses. So OPSEC, there it is right there. Guys, when you talk about OPSEC, if you're going to be a criminal, thank you, Bruise and Hacks, Lara Flores, Ready to Hunt, Dream Logic with the Flaming Donkey. And hey, I know we have a lot of first-timers in chat here. First-timers, the Flaming Donkey, it's just a joke. It's an advanced persistent threat cyber criminal gang that doesn't exist. We use it as a placeholder, kind of as a marker. So we say Flaming Donkey when we just need a threat actor. But also low-key, we're trying to bake it in so it shows up on MITRE ATT&CK Framework one day. That would be hilarious. So anyways, to get you guys on the inside joke, that's why the Flaming Donkey emote's coming up in chat right now, like TechGrunt just did. Dude, OPSEC, operational security. This is like what your profile looks like online, what people can mine on you. This is honestly another reason why Delete Me is a thing to minimize your online identity data. So OPSEC is more difficult for you. Well, threat actors, they didn't do it. And, people went after him. So I don't know what's going to happen. I did play the regulators mount up sound effect, but all we know now is that they were able to identify those individuals. That information would have to be given to law enforcement to ultimately go after them. If you're interested, this looks like a nice little self-contained story on how you can basically uncover the identity of people operating on the dark web. So I'm going to drop a link to that. This is like a fascinating little story. In fact, I could see someone making a social media post on, how to identify dark web, people's identity on the dark web, right? Like very, very juicy title, very interesting, very curious inducing. Obviously you could do a little bit more with that, but I mean, this is a perfect case study.
Breach compromises patient data at U.S. hospitals.
Oracle.
This breach is apparently unrelated to the Oracle Cloud Federated SSO login breach that we have been covering in recent days. This one at Oracle Health impacts multiple U.S. healthcare organizations and hospitals and involves a threat actor who, quote, stole patient data from legacy servers, end quote. According to Bleeping Computer, quote, Oracle Health has not yet publicly disclosed the incident, but in private communications sent to impacted customers and from conversations with those involved, Bleeping Computer has confirmed that patient data was stolen in the attack, end quote. Oracle Health used to be known as Cerner, C-E-R-N-E-R, and is a, quote, healthcare software-as-a-service company offering electronic health records and business operation systems to hospitals and healthcare organizations. After being acquired by Oracle in 2022, Cerner was merged into Oracle Health, with its systems migrated to Oracle Cloud. End quote.
Interesting. Okay. So this story, I was like, whatever. Whatever. Something called Oracle Health gets hacked. But there's two things that jump out here to me. Number one, right away, this isn't a healthcare provider. Like healthcare provider, someone get Eric Taylor. My arms are legit. My arms are cold, and for some reason, my arm warmers really bother Eric Taylor. I got the Simply Cyber hoodie. This hoodie's awesome, by the way. The Simply Cyber hoodie, and it's cold in my studio. Casually Joseph knows, he's been here. That's why my audio sounds all crispy. But I need arm warmers. Hashtag arm warmers. Okay. What's interesting about this story here is that Oracle Health is Cerner rebranded. And to me, if you didn't know, I worked in healthcare for about 6 years. Great environment. If you ever want to basically drink from the fire hose and learn a ton, do cybersecurity in healthcare. It's a wild ride. But Cerner was one of the big EHR solutions. Epic is probably the biggest one, but Cerner's a big one. And why I bring it up is because with healthcare records, typically you have to sit on them for a number of years for legal and regulatory reasons. Also for, if you're billing someone and then they're not paying, and you have to get legal involved and, sue them or whatever. There's a lot of reasons to retain records. And with Cerner, with these acquisitions going on, we acquire a business out of the upstate or two companies merge or whatever. If they're using Cerner, but you're using Epic, you migrate them onto Epic, but that Cerner still kind of persists in a almost read-only state in a lot of instances. So this could be quite important to people. And personally, the reason I want to bring it up is because I heard Oracle Health and I was like, whatever. But now that I hear Cerner, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Cerner's in a lot of places. So this actually could be quite bad for healthcare companies, especially because in the United States, HIPAA requires you, when you have a breach of more than 500 records, to notify those impacted individuals. So while Cerner's having the breach, it could flow downhill, right? Let's say that Simply Cyber, walk-in clinic uses Cerner and we got 500 people data get breached. It's on me to let them know, right? I could say a business associate suffered a breach, but it's still it's still a problem. So, yeah, if you do work in healthcare, you might want to find out what your Cerner exposure is. I actually have a friend who is a CISO at a healthcare company, and I'm actually going to email, or I'm going to group chat him right now. I'm literally doing it right now. There we go. Let's keep going.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Qualys. Overwhelmed by...
All right, usually I show a card here for CISO series, but they didn't provide one, so you're just going to look at my mug.
Noise in your cybersecurity processes? Cut through the clutter with Qualys Enterprise True Risk Management. Quantify your cyber risk in clear financial terms and focus on what matters most. Actionable insights help you prioritize critical threats, streamline remediation, and accelerate risk reduction, while effectively communicating impact to stakeholders. Empower your cybersecurity strategy with tools that drive faster, smarter, and more efficient risk management. Your secure future starts today with Qualys Enterprise True Risk Management. Visit qualys.com/ETM for more information. That is QUALYS.com/ETM.
All right, so really quickly, so CJ Kirk, longtime watcher, first-time chatter, judges, are we going to consider that? I'm getting the nod, CJ Kirk, from the judges. First-timer, welcome to the party, pal. Secondly, Real Bilbo said, why don't I put the sweatshirt on? I know, normally I would put a sweatshirt on, but you see how I'm connected to this thing? I could take it off, but it's just a pain in the A. So, whatever. It's only my arms that are cold. These are like 1980s leg warmers. Casually Joseph's busting my chops. Let's go. Hey, first timers, we do this every day. Get ready for this song to get burned into your brain. All right, guys. Hey, I want to say thank you all so very much for being here today on the reg. Episode 845, super dope. Shout out to the mods. We got Kimberly, DJ Bset, Casually Joseph, Jenny Housley, Justin Gold. I don't see actually Justin Gold. Oh, there he is. Yeah, just guys, genuinely appreciate the mod team. Genuinely appreciate all of you. Shout out to the stream sponsors, obviously, Barricade, Delete Me, Antisyphon, ThreatLocker, enabling me to bring this show to you every single day, enabling me to do arm warmers, right? Get the audio all tight and crispy. Thank you, guys. Every single day of the week has a special segment, and Mondays is Simply Cyber's Community Member of the Week, presented by ThreatLocker. Now, guys, you know that Simply Cyber is way more than a YouTube channel. It's a rich, robust, very, very diverse, amazing community. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet with the gifted subs. Thank you, James McQuiggan. If you're one of the 20 people who just picked it up, that gifted sub, holler. What's up, Soulshine? Just grabbing it. Guys, I just want to say I appreciate you. And I know that it takes a lot of people making a lot of contributions. If you have gotten value from Simply Cyber, then we're doing it right. But it's more than me. It's more than the mods. It's the entire community. And I love to recognize every Monday a member of the community and let you know what they're doing. It is sponsored by ThreatLocker, which means there is a prize or an award that goes with this community member of the week. ThreatLocker, ThreatLocker approaches a deny by default approach to application security, just like we approach a community-based cybersecurity community. I'll have to work on that. But anyways, guys, I want to say shout out. He's been recognized as community member of the week before, but it was before we had the prizes. And Charles O'Neill, a.k.a. CJ, has been out there hustling. And the reason I want you guys to know about our Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week this week is because two reasons. One, we're revitalizing the ambassador program for the Simply Cyber locals. And CJ is the Las Vegas ambassador. So if you live in the Las Vegas area and you want to have Simply Cyber locals meetup and stuff, CJ is on Discord. He's definitely the guy to talk to. On top of that, CJ is my point person for the largest Simply Cyber community meetup of the year at DEF CON on the Friday. He's already secured a location that can support up to 100 people. We're going to try to bang it out this year on August 8th from, I think, 3 to 8 p.m. So anyways, shout out to CJ. Thanks so very much. Longtime community member, too. CJ, connect with me on Discord so I can get you your gift card or your merch. Let's do our la-la-las. Here we go. Alpha's here. Lead us off. All right, let's get back to the news and finish strong, everybody.
Hackers target Taiwan with malware-laden fake messaging apps. The malware in question is named P-Job-Rat and was being delivered through malicious instant messaging apps named Sangal Lite and CChat, which had been designed to resemble legitimate platforms. This is according to a report published Thursday by cybersecurity firm Sophos. They state, quote, the apps were available for download on multiple WordPress sites, which have since been taken offline, end quote. P-Job-Rat is an Android remote access Trojan that, quote, gives attackers greater control over infected devices, allowing them to steal data from various applications, and even includes disabling battery optimization to ensure they run continuously in the background. The campaign seems to have come to an end since no recent activity has been observed.
Okay. So a couple things. One, I find it hilarious, but also like, it makes a lot of sense that the malware was written to give consideration for battery performance so it could persist longer. Like, can you imagine, I don't know. I swear to holy God that Apple designs their phones so the battery starts to take an L 2 years, after you get the phone. I don't know about you guys, but my phone's an awesome phone, but every couple years when it's time to upgrade, lo and behold, the battery on my phone starts to suck, right? So anyways, shout out to threat actors making malware that makes your battery have a longer life.
You know what we should do for our victims? Introduce better life span on their batteries.
Anyways, it's kind of funny. So targeting Taiwan, the second you see targeting Taiwan, you can bet amount of money that means something that it's very likely China. It doesn't attribute this to China, but well, it seems very obvious that it would be China. Now, what I want to point out here is two things, okay? Number one, they were using fake messaging apps. Why on earth people download messaging apps is beyond me. Listen, we have iMessage by default. We have Signal. We have Telegram. We have WeChat, I think it is, that's very popular in the Asia Pacific Rim area. Facebook Messenger. There's already so many options for messaging. I don't understand why you could create a new fake messaging app and somehow people are like, ooh, I should try this one. To me, it's like a vulnerability scanner. What do you do? Why try to reinvent that? But the important part I want to mention here is that this campaign, and seriously, if you're if you are, I think this is an important thing to point out, okay? Because you don't see this very often. This campaign ran 2 years and did not go detected. Now, why? They weren't going wide. Okay, a lot of threat actors, even this initial story of the document converter pushing malware, those are spray and pray type attacks. Okay, spray and pray means you're basically just swinging a pillowcase full of doorknobs and hoping it hits someone. And if you knock someone's butt out, then you go rifle through their pockets and see what you got. That's what spray and pray is. This one went undetected because it was way more targeted. Okay, kind of like low-key whaling. They knew who they wanted to get. They likely did social engineering to convince them to get these messaging apps. Like for example, I could see like pretending to be a business, right? Like who do I want to target? Andrew R. Okay. So Andrew R is going to be my victim. I might reach out to Andrew R and pretend to be a business and say, hey, Andrew, I love what you're doing. I'd love to explore collaborating with you. And, like, let's talk, and Andrew R is like, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk. And I'm like, all right, all official communications go through Flaming Donkey chat, right? This Flaming Donkey chat app. Well, Andrew might be like, well, that's wicked sus. Why can't we just use the way we're talking right now? And I'm like, absolutely not. We use Flaming Donkey chat app because it has logging or other people can use, whatever bullcrap reason you need. That's why we use it. Now, Andrew R is like, well, I want to make that paper. So I'm going to go ahead and download it and begin engaging. So I could see that being part of the way to do it. So there are reasons that it could get installed, but it was highly targeted, not spray and pray. So just know that these kind of attacks do happen. And again, guys, great opportunity here to be GRC. GRC people are responsible for educating end users. Educate people into not downloading fake apps or stupid apps. By the way, low-key, this is targeting Android users because it's much, much more difficult to get malicious apps into the Apple ecosystem. So just another reason why I'm pro Apple mobile and not Android mobile. Alana Boyajian's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, Alana Boyajian.
Microsoft removes Windows 11 account bypass. According to Bleeping Computer, Microsoft has, quote, removed the bypass nro.cmd script from Windows 11 preview builds, which allowed users to bypass the requirement to use a Microsoft account when installing the operating system. Having been introduced in the latest Windows 11 Insider Dev preview build, this means the change will likely be coming to production builds. The change basically forces all users to have a Microsoft account, whether they want one or not. Sam's Club in...
What? Listen, I hate this, okay? I hate this. So now you can't have a Microsoft operating system-based computer without a Microsoft account? Dude, suck it. Like, I hate this. Okay, my son, my oldest son, got a new computer recently, and yep, there was probably a way to circumvent it, but like on boot up, it goes through this nice little onboarding experience, and you gotta type in some type of Microsoft account, and it just stinks. It's like a live.com or an outlook.com or whatever. It just makes me want to shake a fist. I hate this. Like, dude, this is the equivalent. Okay, like listen. First-timers, are getting the entire buffet of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief today. Listen, I'm old, okay? I've been around for a while. I use facial moisturizer, so I may not look as old as I am, but I am like old, okay? Like I'm in Jesus's yearbook if you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay? Back in the day, okay, and a lot of you olds in chat, right, I'm not going to call any of you out except maybe DJ BSEC, Real Bilbo, and a couple others. But you'll definitely identify with this. Back in the day, there was a thing called bloatware. Now, you don't really see it as much anymore, but you used to get like a Gateway PC or a Hewlett-Packard PC, and there would be so many friggin' pre-installed apps in it that your machine was brand new, but it was somehow like dog crap slow. Even though it was a 486SX with 33 megahertz and a turbo button, it was still wicked slow because you had like Norton antivirus, Symantec antivirus, like, friggin' Coral script. Like Coral was like some type of like Microsoft Office competitor. Like you had some graphics programs. Basically, companies were paying Gateway and Hewlett Packard and stuff money to have their apps pre-installed on it, regardless if you wanted it or not. And a lot of times they were super sticky, so they were hard to uninstall. So you'd buy a brand new computer and immediately your computer sucked. Okay. And we got away from that because bloatware was gross and people, there was like a revolution, right? Low key V for Vendetta. And that went away. And then for a couple years, we were living La Vida Loca. And now Microsoft, you're doing this to me? This? Okay. So really quickly, Casually Joseph is dropping in mod chat that there's actually a registration, not a registration. There's a registry key that you can add that will basically do this bypass if you want. So check that out. But anyways, thanks for, is Dan Reardon in here? Can I get the Magic the Gathering, or mods, can I get the Magic the Gathering, gather around the campfire? It feels like one of those days. Let me know. It infuriates me. Like, why do you dictate how I'm going to use this? You know what? You know why they're doing this, right? It's so they can push down Microsoft 365, Office 365, Copilot, bloat down onto you, and Microsoft can make some of that sweet, sweet cashish. Hold on. I didn't hear it.
Straight cash, homie.
Thank you. Let's go. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Haircut Fish. If you are a Magic player, Haircut Fish, a.k.a. Dan Reardon, has created a custom meme when I start to go off the rails. It's a green, 3 mana, 2 colorless, 1 green, gather around the campfire. I chose the scavenge for GRC and the coffee pot. It says choose one. I chose to choose 2. Thank you, Dan.
Investigates alleged Clop ransomware attack. The Walmart-owned membership warehouse club chain has been listed as one of the victims of a software exploit and breach that occurred in December. The Clop ransomware gang has not leaked any data allegedly stolen from the club, but has accused the club of ignoring security. The ransomware group leaked files from Rackspace Technology and listed around 170 companies that were, quote, allegedly hacked via zero-day vulnerabilities in the Clio file transfer software, end quote. Morphing.
All right. I guess Clop ransomware is finally coming out of the Mardi Gras, blow-infused Vegas bender that they've been on. For those who don't remember, Clop ransomware is the threat actor group that was responsible for the MoveIt breach. MoveIt breach, Google it. It was a massive data breach, and they got so much data. It was unbelievable. They were under a mountain of data. Rex with a super chat.
Best friends. Yep.
Back in the day, still being 2 months ago, source me setting up a new computer for a friend and taking care of the bloatware. You're a good friend, Rex. Thanks for the super chat. Okay, so Clop ransomware is back at it, and I guess they did another breach called the Clio breach, which I vaguely remember, but let me see. I feel like that was a while ago. All right, so it looks like a lot of this happened in January, so 3 months ago. and they're still digging out. Now, one of the things is Clop ransomware. What do we got here? Josh Mason, also known as the Madagascar malware, because you got to move it. You got to move it. Thanks to the 28 months blue badge, Josh. So here's the deal. Sam's Club getting kind of like dunked on. I mean, I get it. They said it was compromised via Rackspace, so Rackspace got compromised. This would be a supply chain attack, and I'm not super mad at Sam's Club here, based on what I just heard. Rackspace is basically a what's the best way to explain Rackspace? It's like commodity hosting, right? So instead of standing up your own kind of web server presence and web apps and stuff in a data center, you can use Rackspace, okay? Rackspace got hit, and by virtue of that, a lot of clients of Rackspace got compromised. So Sam's Club is just one of many. And so for Sam's Club to be dunked on for having crappy security, I don't know. I do want to point out really quickly that this is for all the GRC people out there. You do have to accept some risk. Now, being gross negligent with your cybersecurity program is not okay, but at some point you do have to have some residual risk because you can't secure all the things. You don't have enough time, money, or effort. But you know, it is what it is. Okay. So let's see what kind of data they got. By the way, Clio Software, another olds joke, and I'm sure you can look on YouTube for original YouTube, like YouTube 1.0 for Madame Clio. She was like a scam artist back in the day when we had landlines and you would call Madame Clio for to have your future told. I have no idea why Psychic-as-a-service blew up for a second with her, but I'm pretty sure she was found out to be a criminal. I might need to get fact checked on that. All right. Okay. So the threat actor group is posting this information and then saying the company doesn't care about its customer. It ignored their security. Clop ransomware is basically just trying to turn the screws on these victim organizations by saying the company doesn't care about its customers. What they're trying to do is put pressure on the company to want to pay the ransom to the threat actors, right? By having their customer base angry at them. So just think about it for a second. It's a classic technique, one that you should introduce into your tabletop exercises. But basically they're saying, hey, listen, we got your data. Give us your money. And the company's like, no, we're not going to pay your money because we have backups. And they're like, fine. Hey, customers, all your data is going to be compromised because this company doesn't care about you. And what they're hoping is that the customers are like, we don't want to shop at your company because you don't like us. And then the threat actor's like, now do you want to pay? Right? So that's all this is. It's not about whether or not the company cares about your security or not, because again, there's residual risk always. Speaking of this technique, have you guys been following what's going on with like Target and the Lent embargo and all that? Kind of crazy. All right, let's keep going. Basically, the TLDR here is Sam's Club. Whether or not they care about your security, I don't know. I didn't do an assessment on Sam's Club's security posture. Could be that their security sucked. It could be that it was reasonable and just Clop was effective.
Meerkat pops up with easy email spoofing. Morphing Meerkat is the name of a newly discovered phishing-as-a-service operation that uses the DNS over HTTPS protocol to evade detection. It also, quote, leverages DNS email exchange records to identify victims' email providers and to dynamically serve spoofed login pages for more than 114 email brands. As a phishing-as-a-service platform, it provides, quote, a complete toolkit for launching effective, scalable, and evasive phishing attacks that require minimal technical knowledge, end quote. It can deliver this to service providers that include Gmail, Outlook, and Yahoo in multiple languages, including English, Spanish, Russian, and even Chinese, and can even spoof sender names and addresses.
Wow. This is kind of wild, y'all. So shout out to Infoblocks, who is the security research group that did this. Again, this is such a classic technique in our modern 2025 ecosystem where instead of companies selling like webinars where they talk about crap or like free trials or whatever, like they have security research arms that publish good information, which now, like for example, I'm going to click and paste this in chat. And now people know about it, okay? So DNS, so phishing as a service, obviously, you know, threat actors, the criminal ecosystem has been diversified and people have specialties now. So instead of building out your own phishing operation, you can just pay a monthly fee, just like a Netflix subscription, to get access to this one. Let's see. It can distribute spam emails, and 50% of the trace emails originate from UK and US based internet service providers. That's interesting. Not bulletproof hosting, but actually US and UK based. It says it can impersonate more than 114 email and service providers like Gmail, Outlook, DHL, etc. And it provides action required account deactivation. So the phishing is trying to trick you through urgency and scare tactics. This is a wildly feature-rich phishing platform, including not just the ability to disseminate email, but they can impersonate services. So when you look at who the email is from, it's at Gmail or it's at Google or it's at DHL. So first of all, that's looking good instead of it saying at, you know, fubarwhizbang.dl or something like that, right? If you've gotten these like toll booth, you know, late fee toll text messages and you look at the URL, they are always absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine why people fall for those friggin' toll booth text messages. But this one's coming what appears to be legit websites. And on top of that, they're able to deliver you a custom landing page that maps to, so if it says at DHL as the email, when the victim clicks through, they get sent to a DHL lookalike impersonation website, further making the crime seem more legitimate. What is also wildly interesting here is that they are doing DNS over HTTPS protocol to avoid detection. Now, this is definitely not something I'm familiar with. I'm not familiar about DNS over HTTPS. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. So I mean, obviously they're saying avoid detection. Again, I don't know about this per se on how it's executed, but HTTPS is an encrypted network communication medium. So if it's DNS over that, essentially it's evading detection because you can't analyze what domain name lookups are being delivered because it's encrypted. That's what that means. I don't understand exactly the implementation of this protocol, but I can assure you that's why it's evading detection, is because it's encrypted using the certificates through HTTPS. Guys, what I would say is, you know, one key indicator here is the action required account deactivation. It's not the only subject line or you know, attack technique being used in these phishing ones, but you got to educate your end users, okay? Check out of band solutions. The fact that it's going to look like it's coming from a legit email account and the fact that it's going to go to a very effective looking landing page is going to trick a lot of people. So I would definitely, let's see, once the victim enters their creds, it's exfiltrated via AJAX request, which is basically just like real-time data transfer instead of having to post it to the web server. Okay, so so here's the deal: multi-factor authentication. If your creds get ripped, that sucks. But if you use multi-factor authentication, at least it'll be protected for that site. Second of all, if you're reusing credentials, the threat actors are going to try to access other popular sites using those creds. username and password. If you don't have multi-factor on those, you're going to get screwed. So the TLDR here, there's two things for you. Number one, this is an interesting story for cybersecurity practitioners to appreciate and understand. This is how crime is being done in 2025. Diversified criminal ecosystem, robust and resilient infrastructure by the threat actors, feature rich where it can be in different languages, look legitimate based on the domain name and the landing page. This is sophisticated and well thought out, well put together, and it's no wonder they're making bank selling it as a service. Second of all, your end users, educate them on phishing emails and what to look for, obviously. Number two, it's really a tough lift, but educate them on multi-factor authentication and password vaults, okay? That's what we got to do.
If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to...
Nope. Let's go. Someone call Nick Barker. It's right at the top of the hour. We nailed it, bunch of bosses, guys. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. This has been episode 845. You have been served. Yes, sir. Guys, I hope you had a great show. All you first-timers, we do it every single weekday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We've done it for 845 days in a row. Sometimes it's a different host. Sometimes I'm on the road. But whatever it is, we get it to you, piping hot and fresh. And obviously the audio's crispy. Thank you, Casually Joseph. Guys, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere because we are going to pivot hard to Jawjacking, which is a different show, 30 minutes, equally live, but we're going to be answering all your questions. So be well, and if you got to go, we'll catch you tomorrow. Otherwise, see ya! Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Hey, what's up? My name's Jerry Guy. Welcome to my show, Jawjacking, where we answer all your questions, get them answered. Maybe you're coming hot off the heels from the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief, hosted by that nerd! Oh, man! What a zero! Dr. Gerald Auger. Apparently, he's a doctor wearing arm warmers. Stiff. Oh my God. It's all about letting these pipes breathe, right? Oh, let them breathe. I'm joking. It's me. It's the same. But seriously, what we do here is we have fun. It's 30 minutes. I will answer every question that I possibly can. I get DMs across multiple social platforms all the time asking for help, asking questions. I can't respond to all of them, so Jawjacking is that opportunity to compress all of it here. I'll answer your question. Other people probably have the question too. It's called mentoring at scale, and it's the best way to do it for me. So, as the questions come in, I will answer them. Otherwise, I will just share stuff with you guys about what's cracking. Exactly, Johnny Hogan. Let the pythons out of the cage. Where's the synthwave backdrop, Roswell, UK? Yeah, so normally this is showing what I would call, it's a 10-hour YouTube video. I introduced a new, I had to expand my switch in my network infrastructure because I ran out of ports, so I had to expand. So I did some network maintenance this weekend. There's actually a mesh wireless repeater in that drawer right there, and for some reason it's not working correctly. So when I did the network maintenance and I had the maintenance downtime window and I checked everything in the house, I did not check out here in the studio, and I only discovered about 8:45 that this isn't online. My main workstation is hardwired into the matrix, because I can't introduce the risk of wireless downtime with this particular battle station. All right, so that's it. Next question. Rex says, when are any of the industry experts going to show up? Wait a minute. Is that a dig at me, Rex? I don't know how to take that. All right. Rich464. Oh, Alpha Sierra says, I got a question. How's the weather where you are? I'm looking out the window right now. It looks like Seattle, Washington. It's dreary. A light misting rain, but the weather is nice. It's warm. Starting to get warm here in the low country. Let's see. Rich464 has a question for DJ BSEC in chat. DJ BSEC, Rich464 is going to be in Houston for a few days. He wants to know what to do. That's the Rich464. DJ BSEC. All right, let's go. Clifton Reed says, what can I do when I have some legacy computers that can't upgrade to Windows 11? I have no budget for new computers. Introduce the controls at the network layer. You know, like what needs to talk to those legacy systems, and restrict it to that only. If you need to, you can put a Raspberry Pi in line as essentially like a wicked cheap firewall. You can use, I'm assuming these are Windows computers, so you can use the Windows firewall, like a host-based firewall on the device to restrict it. That's what I would do. Raymond Cruz says, how was fishing? I don't know. I didn't go fishing yet. I do have a big fishing trip with my family in April. Very excited about that. What's a smart way to study for certs like CYSA+? Immigrant B1 asks. All right, so here's what I would say. Stones fan, what's up, dude? Stones fan's got the accolade CCRF cert at 11 a.m. Let's go, Stones fan. Love myself some Stones fan. I had an opportunity to spend some time with him when I went to Phoenix last year. Good person. Okay, Immigrant B1. Hey, everybody in chat, Team SC, drop your cert study tips for Immigrant B1 and for everybody else in chat. But for me, for my money, whether it's CYSA Plus or any certification, well, actually, I shouldn't say any certification. There's two types of certifications, okay? One is a knowledge-based like question and answer. So like multiple choice, think CISSP, Security Plus, SISM, CISA. Those I study for one way. I take a practice exam without any prep work and I see how I scored. This is my baseline. Then I study the materials like through a preferred book, right? I typically go with the organization's own resource simply because I know that it's mapped one-to-one to what they are going to be testing you on. I study the resources. That could take a month or two depending on the size of the exam. Then I take the exam again. I look at where how I did, what was the performance improvement. I figure out what their minimum passing grade is, because again, the last person to graduate at medical school is still called doctor. If, say, a 70 is passing, I take it. Usually these certifications are broken out by domains. I look and I want to get a 90 in every domain on the practice exam. So I take the exam, practice. I get a 90 on two of the domains and, 80s on all the other domains. I stop studying the two domains that I got the 90s in and I focus only on the ones that I'm not doing good. Rinse and repeat until I get 90s across the board and then I take the cert. For practical exams like CCNA, PPNT, okay? For the hands-on ones, you got to roll your sleeves up and literally get all up in that tech and make sure that you understand it, which is why those particular certifications, in my opinion, carry more gravity because they demonstrate that you have the functional ability, the practical ability to execute. That's how I study for my certs. All right, let's see. Yes, Phil Stafford. I am. Well, you got to remember, Mrs. Auger. You don't want to upset. I don't care who you are. If you're married, you do not want to upset your spouse, especially if you're the tech person in the house. Mrs. Auger has a hotspot. She was on cellular the whole time. She was not impacted by the network maintenance window. Okay. Tech Grunt, you know what? I did do that this morning. That was the only thing I did. The only thing I had time for troubleshooting. Soulshine, what's the best platform for or cert for SOC analyst? You know, honestly, I got to tell you guys, the Try Hack Me Sal 1, I like their SOC simulator. I played with it at Black Hat last year. I can't say definitively, but I really did like it, so I would check out that. It is pollen season here in the Low Country. Absolutely. South Carolina snow. Roswell, UK, really needling me today. Let's see. Continuing to search chat. Here we go. Immigrant says, what's a smart... Oh, wait, you already answered this question. I will answer your questions. Hold on. Ronell Wood. What's up, Ronell? Hey, Jerry. I think you mentioned that you're from Boston before, so are you a sports fan of the teams? I'm a DC sports fan, by the way. All right. Yeah, I am. Just as a quick little tidbits Tuesday. So you first-timers who are still here, every day of the week has a special segment, and Tuesdays... is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about myself. I am a huge Boston sports fan. I watch the Patriots, right? Like Sunday, it's like I plan around Patriots games on Sunday. I used to be a Boston Red Sox fan. I was really big into the Red Sox. But in 2011, the ownership did a bunch of things that I did not agree with. And the players became divas, and basically the Fenway Sports Group over the Boston Red Sox ruined the Boston Red Sox for me. So even though they've won the World Series and stuff since, I find baseball unbearable to watch just from a sports perspective. And the Red Sox, any love I had for the Red Sox is destroyed because of the sports group and what they did. So I love the Bruins in the playoffs. Like, playoff hockey is awesome, but I do love the Bruins and watching them. It's tough what they're going through right now. And shout out to the DC teams. The Capitals are wonderful to watch. I love Alex Ovechkin. Throwback to yesteryear. And Ronell Wood, if you know Joe Hudson, he's a big Commanders. The Commanders, right? That's what they call the Washington football team now. He's a big fan of them. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Jenny Housley. I'm motoring through these questions. I'll grab them. After acquiring Sec Plus, what's your advice on certs to pursue next? Tech Grunt, it depends on what you want to do. So GRC, I would look at CISA next. Offensive security, I would look at PNPT next. And just general practice, CISSP after that, but that's 5 years. Oh, I get it. Phil Stafford. So you guys are dunking on me for what I said about the last person to graduate, still called the doctor. Okay. I mean, facts. I do want to point out really quick for my own edification, I have 2 master's degrees that I got a 4.0 and a 3.9 with. And I think if you go look at my PhD, I think I had a pretty high GPA on that too. So I don't think I was the last to graduate, but let's just, for the sake of dunking on me, assume that I graduated last in my class. Soulshine wants to know when we're going to get Jerry Guy for the threat brief. I don't know. I don't know if the Daily Cyber Threat Brief can handle all of this. All right, let's go. Good morning, Savage Fit. Good to see you too. All right. What's a good sim to learn on? Honestly, I like the Elk stack. You can do Security Onion. Blood, Sweat, and Rage, I actually have a Greylog lab video to follow along with. If people didn't know, I had let me pull this up really quickly. I want to show you guys something kind of interesting. A little bit of the interestingness of YouTube, especially for those PBCC people in chat. By the way, I'm going to be offering the PBCC course in June. You cannot register for it right now, but it will be available for registration in May. So we're coming up on it. So if you guys didn't know, I do this class 2-3 times a year. It's live, it's cohort based, and it basically teaches you how to build a personal brand. A lot of people in chat have gone through this course. I only offer it live because you can't do it in a cohort based. So anyways, stay tuned for that. But for my PBCC alumni, I do want to show you something that's really interesting. Give me a second here. What is this? Content. I'm pulling something up right now that you will find interesting. I have high confidence, okay? While that's loading, I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. How do you feel about Occupy the Web's books? Are they useful for learning? I haven't heard about the Occupy the Web's books. So, if anyone in chat knows about the Occupy the Web's books, please say what your thoughts are in chat. I do appreciate the Simply Cyber community for sharing their thoughts, but Joni Hogan, Jonny Hogan, is asking the question. I don't know. Cyber Monkey, first time joining. Welcome to the party, Cyber Monkey.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Okay, so I just want to, let's see. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but let's see. Going to speak at a home ec class this week on cyber hygiene and home defenses. Any concepts or tips you would include? Cyber Satyr, I would ask, how old is the audience? The home ec class, I mean, are you speaking to, fifth graders or high schoolers or adults? Let me know. So I want to show this to you really quickly. Look at this. So the question was, what's a good sim to learn on? I actually had this video right here. It's my best performing video on the channel. Oops. Bro. See this? Oh my God. My computer's like choking right now. What is going on? Yeah, this video right here has 260,000 views. It was how to build a sim lab without hassle. Definitely awesome, okay? And unfortunately, the lab doesn't work anymore. So I actually had to pull this video down. This video is not accessible on YouTube right now, which totally sucks because it was my most popular one. So Blood, Sweat, and Rage, I'm actually looking to get a Greylog one out soon. But I would also, if you're looking for like a kind of all-inclusive one, check this out. So you want to be a SOC analyst. Eric Capuano, who's like a legend blue teamer, has this blog post. Now, he updated it a couple weeks ago to 2.0, and he's got this course that's pay what you can. So you can pay whatever you want, but he'll actually help you set up your environment and then do attacks and detections and blocking. You can do detection engineering. You can do, you set up a post-exploitation framework. So I'm going to say at Blood, Sweat, and Rage. Go check that out. All right. Let's see. All right. Scrolling through chat here now. Osami Barry says, what resources do you recommend for CISP? Confused about which ones. Okay, so in full disclosure, I got my CSSP in 2009. I mentioned earlier that I am an old, that's how old I am. I got it very long time ago. I believe I just used I use the official CISSP study guide and flashcards. Josh Mason is echoing Sal 1's pretty good. Yep, Phil Stafford. Mrs. Auger's got a backup ISP. That's right. All right. Hey, from Morocco. Ayub Belize. Welcome from Morocco. Good to have you in chat. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Roswell, UK, really feeling yourself today, aren't you, bud? All right. Oh, I already answered that question. All right. Continuing to look through chat here. Good morning to everybody. Paul Lee, late to the party, but we're still here, Paul Lee. Good to see you, bud. Blood, Sweat, and Rage, give me that video. Yeah, unfortunately, that video is dead. If you want Blood, Sweat, and Rage, I'm happy to make it unlisted and give you the URL to it. You could access it that. I mean, maybe it is unlisted. I don't know. Yeah, it's just unlisted. Oh, it's marked private. Let me know. I don't care. I'll mark it unlisted. It's just, I don't want people in chat being like, this lab sucks. Yeah, so the home ec lab, CyberSater, I do want to know. I need more information. It depends on what the age is of the people. Yeah. I mean, honestly, too, with the grades and the PhD, like GPA, it doesn't matter. Like at that level, you're not really, your GPA is irrelevant at that level. All right, so Roswell Used K is saying that the Occupy the Web books are good. And any video with David Bombal is good. Okay. All right, so CyberSater is saying old people. Okay. Cyber hygiene, home defenses. Okay, what I would include is, number one, I would tell them about multi-factor authentication on all the things. Now, I know you said home defense, but like, you know, just like corporate environments are not isolated at the office, home defenses are also not reserved for just, you know, your home network, right? Like my kid could download some cracked Fortnite skin down to his home computer and infect my home network, right? So I think best practice cyber hygiene's multi-factor password vaults. In fact, CyberSater, I would almost encourage that you do a walkthrough of setting up a password vault. I find password vaults are, the onboarding process is what's overwhelming to people. Let's see. Looking at people here. Oh my god. Sorry. No starch press books are good. I like no starch press personally. I like the content of the book and I like the material of the covers. I don't know if you guys feel that, but thanks. Hey, guy. By the way, Team SC, like, appreciate all of you guys. You guys are definitely sharing great resources for CISSP practice. Lazaro says, not a cyber question, but what's the name of the song when the show's ending? Also, hope you're doing well. When you say the show's ending, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about this one? Lazaro? When you say show, I don't know which show you're talking about. We have a bunch of shows. So are you talking about this one? Let me know if that's the one you're talking about, Lazaro. And then now I got to get back to my synthwave. I mean, my lo-fi beats. Immigrant, do you think learning hardware makes IT guys more well-rounded? I love IT, but I don't know if it's worth the time. Yeah. I mean, learning hardware doesn't hurt. I mean, I don't know if it's like, if you're learning programming versus hardware, you know, maybe you prioritize that. But I would say the most important thing that you can learn is how operating systems work. how networks work and how operating systems work is very valuable. In fact, that's why I encourage people to get computer science degrees, because you do both of those things quite deep. RJ12, welcome to the party, pal. Yeah, CyberMonkey is 100% right. You're working towards research and dissertation. The GPA is irrelevant. If there's risk that your GPA is going to suck, you don't get admitted to the PhD program, basically. Ronell says, what's your opinion on CASP Plus? I feel as though it's more for technical aspect over the CISSP. I do not have an opinion on CAS Plus. I can certainly look at it. There's another thing. There's another thing that I would say to people. When you are evaluating like this, CASP Plus over CISP, for example, Ronell would, and others, what's the point of getting the cert? The cert is to make you more marketable in the job market. Go into the job market and look at open positions and see if any are asking for this cert. If people are asking for this cert, then yeah, there's probably some value to it. If people are asking for CISP and no one's asking for CAS Plus, CASP Plus could be a better cert from a practitioner perspective as far as like what's it evaluating and how hard is it and everything else like that. But the market doesn't care. Again, you've got to remember, like all these certs and all this education and all this, the goal, unless you're going to start your own business, and even then you still have to sell clients, it's to be more marketable, right? Imagine, if you will, for example, you went to go buy a new car, right? And the new car, you're looking at two trucks, Ronell would, right? One truck has a turbo in it, right? You know what a turbo does. Turbo's great. Turbo's awesome. And it's 4x4, right? You know what a 4x4 is. You know what that means, right? Then you look at the other truck, and the other truck looks identical, but it doesn't have 4x4. It doesn't have a turbo, but it does have, whiz-bang flange valve. Okay. And it's got, ethanol ready, right? Whatever this thing is, these these engines that can take like gas or corn or something like that, whatever. Like when you look at those two, just like someone would look at it, two candidates in the job market, they're like, well, I know what 4x4 and turbo is. I don't know what the hell this is. Maybe I'll spend some time looking at what these things are. Double dip flange valves. I could look into that. But I know for sure 4x4 and turbo. So, you know what I mean? Or you're just asking in market, hey, I'm looking for a pickup truck that has 4x4 capabilities. The fact that it can run on hybrid fuel is really cool, but that's not what I'm asking for in market. I'm asking for 4x4 pickup trucks. I hope this metaphor makes sense. Whoa, okay. Alpha Sierra is going to be on active duty next week. The rest of this week and half of next week. So we're going to need a new drum major. Valentino typically. So if we got anyone who can run the la 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 la's during the mid roll, please sound off. We need a pinch hitter for Alpha Sierra. Let's see. I gotta tell you, one thing I'm working on, I got a Raspberry Pi Pico. I've been working on a little lab. I'm gonna try to do the Citadel students semester is almost over. And the end of the semester, I do fun stuff. Like I got a bag full of handcuffs and locks and lock picking. I do a whole class on how to pick locks. I want to do a class on, I'm going to buy a bunch of these Pico Pis and have them build rubber duckies and stuff like that. So, just kind of a fun thing I'm working on, if anyone gives a crap. Scrolling through chat. Bruno Lima got his Sec Plus over the weekend and enrolled in my GRC class. Let's go. Enjoy that. Let's see. Ledger passed the CISP in February. Way to go. Straight crushing it, boss. All right. All right, I'm quickly scrolling now. Marcus Kyler's out. Leia. So Mr. Wednesday, OSCP is the king of certs. I would say no. So OSCP does get a lot of love, I guess, from our industry, but it used to be a golden ticket. I would just say PNPT from TCM Academy kind of upset the apple cart with them. So, although, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Another thing, Ronell Wood, that I would say, though, always, if you have your employer paying for them, go get them. If someone else is footing the bill, collect them like Pokemon. Oh, what do we got here? Hey. Oh. All right. So a little teaser. We'll probably be covering this in the news this week. This is coming in hot right now. 4 minute. This is 2 days ago. Twitter, 2.8 billion record breach. Yikes. Thanks, Casually Joseph. Let's see. Oh, looks like we're caught up on chat. It's 9:30. Really quick, Tech says, tell me more about this Raspberry Pi. Considering a home lab project, building on honeypot, something to test my skills. Yeah, I'll let you know. I mean, this is going to be, I'm trying to do it to be a rubber ducky. Basically, I want the cadets to be able to take the Pi and then go plug it into their roommate's computer and change the wallpaper. Although I will advise you're not allowed to execute payloads on computers you're not authorized to do it. So I'll probably encourage my cadets to plug it into their own machine and demonstrate for their roommates. But yeah, there's a lot of fun Raspberry Pis. I will tell you before we go, final thing. I did try using a Raspberry Pi as my daily computer, and it just could not handle it, what we're doing here. When is Simply Defensive coming back? Asks Josh Mason. Josh, that would be the question for you to answer. I think pretty soon. Oh, guys, another thing that I forgot. The closing song after Jawjacking. This one? Hold on, this one? That one, Lazaro, let me know. I made that video like 2-3 years ago. I actually don't know. You maybe Shazam knows. Hey, really quick, if you guys didn't know, I got some fun news for everybody. Let me see if I can do this. Actually, you know what? Let me just let me use a cheat code really quickly. Hold on 1 second. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. AB, select, start. Let me go. Oh my gosh, hold on 1 second. I want to show you guys this. This is big. This is happening this week. On Friday, April 4th. Friday, April 4th will be First Friday, which means we're going to be doing bingo in the morning. We're actually going to have a unscripted, unscheduled AMA on in the afternoon. And I want everyone to know that this is dropping on Friday. We got a brand new course dropping at Simply Cyber Academy. We're going to be doing PBOs or Professor Black Ops full NIST 853 deep dive. If you're a GRC person, if you're thinking about GRC, if you've heard about NIST 853, it's the control catalog, and you're overwhelmed by it, this is the Rosetta Stone that's going to make it all crystal clear for you. So that's actually dropping this Friday. Brand new course coming to the Academy. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I'm going to get to work now. Wah, wah, wah. Do I have a meeting right now? Actually, I do. I got a meeting with Brandon Poole. All right, guys. Be well. Until next time, stay secure.